Today's episode is presented by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.
Hello, Screen Junkies, and welcome to the honest trailer commentary for 1991's Point Break, and the only Point Break that we here at Screen Junkies acknowledge exists.
You got so upset you couldn't even say it again.
I couldn't even say it. Point Blank also.
The other one should be named Pernt Brunk, because it was that.
Pernt Brunk. Yes, exactly. I'm Dan Merle. Next to me,
Hi, I'm Joe Starr.
and next to him,
Jay Gilbert. Andy remains on vacation.
Andy remains on vacation.
He may never come back.
He may not. We never know. The beard may stay on the loose in Europe, and it'll be like a catch me if you can situation. I'll catch him on Christmas Eve in France.
Yes.
I believe that's how that worked. I don't remember. Anyway, guys, we did this because Catherine Bigelow's new movie Detroit is opening this week, and
Fun fact.
a lot of people don't know that Oscar-winning director Catherine Bigelow directed Point Break early in her career.
Pretty awesome. I think that shows some good range, right? Although they're all really tense action movies. I was struck when I rewatched Point Break by how good the action is.
The action's really good. Like
It's
the
awesome.
alleyway,
Yeah.
the camera work, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no anyone else that I feel like this. No one would have ever seen Point Break, like anyone else directing.
It would have been cheesy, I think.
Yeah,
It
definitely would have been
like-
really cheesy.
Yeah, it would. I think it would
And
not
don't
have
get
been
me
the
wrong,
same.
it's cheesy.
It is.
Yes.
There's a good amount of cheese.
But it walks like a really fine line.
Yeah. There's high highs and low lows.
They don't know that it's cheese. I think Swayze knew. Of everyone in this movie, it seemed like the Swayze was the guy that knew exactly what movie they were making.
Yeah.
Like, he rides that line perfectly.
And John McGinley.
And John McGinley. Keanu, I think, was a little too much on the serious side.
Yeah.
Busey was being Busey.
But then, weirdly, like Swayze in interviews is like, I relate to Bodhi more than any other character I've ever played, man. So I'm like, did you buy into it? I don't know.
It's interesting, yeah, because, I mean, Swayze was already, like, a mega star at that point. He's probably living in Malibu.
And an extreme athlete in his own right.
Yeah,
he
he did
was
one
a
of the-
skydiving enthusiast.
He did one of the jumps in this movie.
Yeah, so I think like Patrick Swayze was Bodhi in a really weird way, and I don't know. I think this movie holds up. Yes, it's cheesy, but it's about as cheesy as a bank robbing surfer movie would be.
Yes.
I don't know. I still like this movie.
There's something just really likable about it. There's just great imagery in it. Just like the Reagan mask. It's iconic. The Reagan
Iconic.
setting the car on fire with the gas spigot is just awesome. And there's great lines that are so dumb you just can't stop saying them. And Keanu Reeves, like, I buy him as a surfer. I buy him as a surfer.
Yep.
Granted,
As a surfer cop.
I don't buy him as a cop, but I buy him as a surfer. So
He has this thing that he does. I mean, he's legitimately good in John Wick. I'm talking about like in his earlier movies.
Yeah.
He's dumbly earnest.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very dumb, but very earnest about it.
Yeah.
Have you heard
And
someone
I
has
like
that theory? I can't remember who it is, so sorry if I'm not giving credit, but it's like he is the ultimate audience stand-in because he's like a complete blank. So
Yeah,
you're always like experiencing the movie through him. He's like a stick figure.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you're
okay.
like,
And
you're like,
that's-
that's me.
That's why we have Point Break Live.
Yeah.
Point Break Live is
theater show,
amazing.
yeah.
It's a live show here in LA where they pull the Keanu for the night out of the audience and they read the Point Break script off of cue cards and they end up sounding like Keanu Reeves because you're just squinting and reading.
I
the whole
am
time.
an FBI agent.
That's pretty good. I like this. This is not a movie I grew up with. I saw this later in my life. I was an adult, I think, when I first saw Point Break, but I like this movie. I think it's fun. But guys, you want to watch the honest trailer? Let's watch
do
the
it.
honest trailer
Let's do
commentary
it.
for Point Break. Surprisingly easy to find requests for this. I was worried it might be no.
Just one in the middle.
Yeah.
Kind of has Point Break.
Before Catherine Bigelow tackled gritty dramas about the Iraq War, the hunt for bin Laden, and the Detroit
I like
race
John,
riots,
90s
she was
90s
cranking out the
John.
best
Yeah.
movie about bank robbing surfers ever made,
probably say,
and
"Why'd
also
you change
the
the
only
voice?"
movie about bank robbing surfers ever made.
Who's this guy?
Point Break.
Great title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the sun is out and the surf is up, the streets of LA are hot with crime.
That's a
Now,
pause.
Pause.
Real quick. Was that you or Joe Spencer?
That's me.
Yeah,
That sounds like a line from the actual trailer
Well,
Yeah.
of Point
here's
Break.
the thing. We could maybe release this. There's two versions of this trailer. I wrote two versions.
Uh-huh.
When
That's
I
right,
first
the Honest
wrote
Trailer
it,
Vault.
I wrote it with sometimes we dip into the vault, as we did with Top Gun,
Superman
and
4.
Superman 4, and maybe one other one.
Captain America, the
Captain
90s
America,
version.
yeah. So the first draft, I wrote this from the perspective of a 1991 movie trailer, and so that was definitely
in.
Yeah.
that definitely was from that earlier draft.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
liked it too much.
Well, we talked about it because I remember you wrote a draft and we talked about it, and I think we decided like really, there wasn't much difference. Like, you could say the same things about this movie now as you could in 1991.
You lost some things, like, you had to really twist yourself in knots to get the John Wick joke in and stuff like that. There were some things that were a little more awkward, but it would just be like, when you'd see Gary Busey, you'd be like, wow, that sane actor is really good at playing a crazy person and stuff like that, which may have added more to it. Maybe we'll do it in an alternate version someday.
Maybe
Die Hard was
someday.
the same way, I think. I think we wrote that as like a retro, and a lot of that sort of survived in the final.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
initially?
we
Yeah,
did
maybe.
talk about doing Die Hard as a retro, but we wanted to hit on the fact that it was like the perfect action movie, which you couldn't do from the vault.
From the vault.
Yeah, the vault's tough. You have to be very. It can't just be an old movie. It has to be like a very specific tone. Top Gun was great because you could talk about
devout Catholic Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Exactly.
History.
Oh boy.
Let's keep going.
Streets of LA are hot with crime. Now, the ex-presidents are robbing every bank in town, and the only way to stop them is to hit the beach and catch some waves.
The FBI is going to pay me to learn to surf.
God, I love the 90s. Ride along as a blank-faced cop falls in with a
Oh, this is a
charismatic
big reason why
adrenaline
we did not
junkie
put it in the
who's
That's
secretly
right,
committing
we got
Fast and the
crimes
Furious
and
run.
dates a waitress with a personal connection to his target. But
They're
the Fast and
identical.
Furious didn't totally
It's the
rip this
same
off, because in Fast they drink Coronas, where in Point Break they drink also Coronas. Okay, somebody owes someone money.
Have they been sued? I guess you can't for just...
Pause.
last
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to be like, you have to legitimately rip off. Like,
I wonder where the line is.
What
'cause
is the line?
They've obviously stolen the premise and the just character templates. They just
Right.
changed the hobby.
Yeah.
So
Like,
surfing
I
to
wonder if-
racing.
Yeah, like I wonder if it had been skateboards instead of surfboards. Someone could have been like, "Your Honor, they both have wheels."
Yeah.
Not many
If that's the
surfboards have
line.
wheels, but
Even the last shot's the same. The slow motion walk and tossing the badge
Yeah.
is the same. They
same.
do the same thing.
I
with
want to
Paul
live in a
Walker.
world where there's 9-point breaks.
right?
When like Anthony
Point Break
Kiedis
2.
becomes like a big movie star, he becomes Tyrese.
2.2 break.
By part
Point,
nine,
the
yeah.
point and the break.
By part 9, we finally get
Break.
really into War Child.
Just break 8.
Point 6. If it had only been made 10 years later,
Yeah.
this could have been the modern day Fast and the
Oh
Furious.
man, War Child's
Oh.
Redemption.
Yep.
Some really great arcs in there.
McGinley could have gotten so much feature work.
Oh my god.
Oh man, damn it. Well,
He would have been Kurt Russell.
More
He
from
would have been-
Sizemore. Yeah, like
Yeah, Sizemore. Who would The Rock have been to join in? Probably like, well, no, late 90s.
yeah.
It probably would have been The Rock.
It probably would have been
But just earlier.
Strangely,
Like
yeah.
earlier.
yeah.
WWE
Eventually, it's
Rock.
just-
Young
it's-
Rock.
Yeah, young chubby Rock. Yeah, that would have been good. When his name was still Kona Crush
Kona Crush, if you say so.
or Flex
Yeah, if you
Cavana.
say-
Flex
You
Cavana.
could
Sorry.
be making this up, and I wouldn't know the difference.
No, it's worse. It's Flex Cavana.
Oh, there you go.
Keanu Reeves is Johnny Utah,
Johnny Utah.
undercover agent
One
and
of,
famous
Keanu's
college
many
athlete.
Johns.
That's right.
Johnny Utah, Ohio State Buckeyes,
Johnny
all
Mnemonic.
conference, remember?
John Wick.
Wait, what? That's like sending Tim Tebow to bust a gang of rollerbladers, which I would also be totally
In the
into.
vault version, that was Bo Jackson.
Watch Reeves move on from dumb roles like Ted Theodore Logan
Who was Joan of Arc?
Noah's wife
to a guy who's pretending to be dumb like Ted Theodore Logan,
saved your life, bro.
I love
but
that this
also
movie has
seems
a
to be just
pulling
as dumb as
surfer's
Ted
hair
Theodore Logan.
montage.
Yeah, I know.
Undercover.
Clipping
Your
hair.
hands off me right now.
Oh, you still had so much to learn.
Yeah,
It's like, don't kick a
that's
dog.
what pause. When I say dumbly earnest,
Yeah.
that is that in the FBI agent line. That's what I mean when I say dumbly earnest. Like, he sounds so dumb,
Yeah.
but he's so earnest.
He's like
But at that point, he'd gone so deep undercover that he'd just become the dumb person
Yeah.
he's impersonating, right?
become, yeah, he's like
he dumb
it's like
sectioned?
Face Off.
Yeah.
I must become him.
Yeah.
Get your hands
Off me, bro. I'm an FBI agent. I wonder if there were just takes where he did the cadence of that line
Oh,
differently.
I want to see those outtakes.
Oh, the
so much.
outtakes,
Yeah.
like I'm an FBI agent. Catherine Bigelow's just like, no. Make a meal out
Really?
of that.
Yeah.
really
Chew into it.
draw that out.
Explore the space.
Because Anthony Hopkins did that a little bit in The Sons of Anarchy. All the way to the FBI. So maybe he and Hopkins or something.
Probably.
They were lifted
Yeah.
from each
Greats
other.
always say FBI in a really weird way.
Yeah.
How amazing would it be if Anthony Hopkins admitted, like, why did you say that line like that? He's like, well, I just watched Point Break.
One day, me and
enjoyed it.
Keanu were having lunch together, and I said, "Do you have any advice?"
We were snakeboarding on Venice Beach Boardwalk.
And I said,
with Anthony Kiedis.
Yes, we were
I
sharing a
loved-
churro dog.
I loved how you said F
They're good friends.
We're very good friends.
We travel through time together. He's just Doc Brown. It's Keanu Reeves as Marty and Anthony Hopkins as Doc Brown.
I'd watch that
man.
movie.
So many
I
good
would watch that
spin-offs.
movie. All right.
That's Point Break 11.
Off me right now.
Oh, Keanu, you still had so much to learn. Like, don't kick a dog. John Wick would kill you for that, brah.
Just punch that dog.
Patrick
Yeah, he
Swayze
does.
shines as the
was a stuffed
badass
animal.
beach blonde bank robbing Buddha, Bodhi.
Get those bees in there,
And
buddy.
Johnny
Messing with
Utah
John
fall hard
once in
for
a
each
while.
other.
Yeah, line
He'll
like that.
kidnap
Yeah.
the girl who gets
He
in the
loves
way
it,
and
So this
crank
is the
the
return of
passion
the
to
Crush
11
music
as
from The
this
Matrix.
romance
From The
heats
Matrix,
up
previously
to the
between
What's
Keanu
the
and
music
Lawrence
cue? 'Cause
Fishburne.
everyone's
Having
gonna
some
ask
people
what's
over at
the.
my house tonight if you wanna come.
You don't remember? Okay. First com.
It's on,
Yeah, it's on
our,
First Com.
it's on our database. But yeah, this is the music we used for the Neo Morpheus
Winter Soldier and Cap?
romance, and then Winter Soldier and Cap. It's our bromance music.
Yeah.
But this is the second time Keanu gets to use it.
Go find the honest trailer for The Matrix. I think we say it there.
We probably do
We probably dug it
somewhere.
out.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah.
What's the stairs one called?
Oh boy, what is this? I used to know it by heart, and now I don't anymore. It's a great name. I don't remember it though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. You can find that for sure.
Yeah.
11 as this bromance heats up to the extreme.
I'm having some people over at my house tonight if you want to come.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, you're gonna ride this all the way, Johnny. You and me, so let's
I
go.
mean, how can you not fall for early 90s Swayze?
Yeah,
Son
look
of
at
a
that.
bitch.
Look at the love
those
in those eyes. Oh, you get lost in the eyes.
baby
of
blues.
Swayze.
I know it's hard for you, Johnny.
We actually cut
I know
that
you
part
want me
from
so
each
bad it's like acid in your mouth.
Hell yeah, I want you in my mouth. Hell yeah, I want to go surfing. Good cover. Real at supporting performances by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the mean boss from Scrubs,
You bother me!
Tom frickin' Sizemore, and a ranting, unhinged performance by Gary Busey that we should have recognized as the cry for help that it was.
This was just after his accident.
taste sod while you were clapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face.
I wonder if any of that was even in the script.
Oh,
Strap in as Catherine Bigelow shows the boys how it's done, displaying her mastery of high-stakes high scenes, accurate use of surfer lingo,
howdy, brah.
Brah. Hey, don't worry about it, brah.
I can't do it, brah.
Do something, brah.
and for some reason, a world full of really hazy interiors.
That's a very 90s
I mean,
thing.
seriously,
80s and
why is
90s.
every room in Point Break full of haze?
Atmosphere.
This
So
is because they
buckle
didn't
up
have
for an
pause for a second.
adrenaline
Did they
soak.
just not have like filters that they do now, or they
No,
just fill the room with
that was
haze?
a very 80s and 90s thing of just like every room is filled with haze, every street at night is soaking wet and reflective. Like,
Is it 'cause you could
everything's
smoke
covered
indoors?
in steam. That's probably part of it. but-
Rooms were
Yeah.
just hazier back
yeah.
then.
There was also before
Hazier and yellow.
low emissions vehicles, so I guess the smog was worse in LA.
That's true. Growing up in LA, like the sky was brown most days.
Yeah.
It has gotten better.
That's good. So yeah,
that's nice.
Okay,
But
there
it
you
didn't
go.
look like Point Break.
It didn't look like that.
Yeah,
no.
Okay, but yeah, I think part of it was you could smoke inside. Part of it was just like that was just the atmosphere. It's-
Yeah.
I think they're like, it's time to shoot, Hank, and like this old man with like a bee smoker comes in.
Hank, you overdid it, but we don't have time to wait. Just roll it. Just roll
Oh,
it.
Hank.
Someone crack a window.
Keanu just goes down.
Lost Keanu.
Can't breathe, bro.
It's the haze.
I can't concentrate my lines. It's the haze.
Too much haze, Mom.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Every room in Point Break full of haze. So buckle up for an adrenaline-soaked thrill ride, featuring lines you'll be quoting for decades.
Utah. Give me two. I am an FBI agent.
Actors who overwhelm you with charm and charisma, and a premise so stupid, only the dumbest movie studio would ever try to recreate that campy magic again. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that never
Pause.
happened.
The only way you could do that, first of all, I watched that on video, and
sorry.
it's fucking awful. It is a travesty.
Ugh.
It is so bad, and it's even hard to even put my finger on why exactly it's bad, because it's bad for all possible reasons. Name something,
Wow.
and it's bad for that reason.
Cinematography.
So bad. Shaky cam. It's the whole thing was filmed on a GoPro. It looks terrible.
Action.
The action is so lame. It like the whole thing just looks like a bad Mountain Dew commercial outtake.
Is Lori Petty in it?
No, I don't know. I don't think
Boo.
anyone
That's Boo.
originally
Yeah,
was
Boo.
involved in it. But I think the only way you could have revisited Point Break is like 21 Jump Streeting it. and just like being like, this is a comedy now. There's no good way to reboot Point Break.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
even do
21
that.
Jump Street
I don't know.
is kind of a reboot of Point Break in a weird way,
Yeah.
A little bit.
but funny.
I just think the movie is so like, it's
It's
you
a
know,
weird...
It's campy. Like you need to approach it to be self-aware if you're gonna bring back Point Break.
It's such a weird perfect storm. It's such a weird 50-year storm.
100-year
100-year storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't think you can. I don't think you can. I think it's. I think they've proven it's unmakeable. Like
Yeah.
it's such a just. It's the right director and the right cast and
the right time.
yeah,
But
the
it's-
right. Yeah, the right time is big for
In
that.
2091, they will remake Point Break.
Yes.
Every 100
Successfully.
years.
Every 100 years.
Every 100 years.
Point Break can be made.
That would
Point
be
Break
amazing.
can only
It's
be
the
made
perfect
every
storm.
100 years.
But yeah,
it.
like this and like Pump Up the Volume are just like 1990, and you can't.
Yeah.
You can't redo
Yeah,
those.
There you
Yeah,
go. It's
there
one of
you go.
those. All right, let's finish.
Starring an
Robert Holtby.
FBI
Good job.
agent, Patrick Swayze, Manic Pixie Tank Girl,
Tank Girl.
Scary
Yeah.
Busey, the requisite angry police chief, and Flip Flop Dippadonka on
Super
the
Bowl.
surfboard.
California.
Donnie Brasco.
California.
Oh, Joe.
Brasco.
Good pull with Donnie Brasco, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
Say what you will about their music, but the Red Hot Chili Peppers have randomly been in some of the best movies ever.
So pause on that.
Can't
That's
wait
a
for
little-
people to correct us that that's Will
That's-
Ferrell.
yeah, it's
we
like,
can't
oh,
wait
Will
for
Ferrell.
it. So excited.
It's probably dumb of us to put a joke inside a joke, but,
Yeah, but-
whoops.
No, it's great.
We are aware that that's not the same
We
person.
know that Will Ferrell is not the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. However,
I mean, look at
many
them.
people believe that they are indeed related or the same person.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we did not highlight Flea's role as Needles in the Back to the Future
Yeah.
trilogy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
McFly.
Flea's been a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, Flea has actually. been
So
in
probably the
good
best
stuff.
acting band of all time.
Has Frusciante been in anything?
I don't want to joke about
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or the Jane's Addiction guy?
Entourage.
Oh, was he on him? Probably.
They do the theme
Yikes.
songs.
That's a DQ right there. So we have outtakes. So we have some alternate starrings. I think we had a couple alternate openings stuff for this one. Let's take a look.
From James Cameron's Wife 3 out of 5. Before Catherine Bigelow was making
there a
Oscar-winning
question?
dramas about historical events, she was cranking out
She's
the
missing.
best bank-robbing surfer movie ever made, and also the only bank-robbing surfer movie ever made.
Yep.
Starring Keanu Reeves, Johnny Utah Esquire, Gidget Goes Undercover,
He did go to law school.
Joe Montana,
I like Joe
Judi
Montana because
Dench,
Johnny Utah.
Ghost, Gary Peachy, 2 meatball subs short
I
of
like
a
that one.
picnic, and Don't Want No Scrubs.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We
there
did
you
it.
go.
Yeah, you know, those are
Great character names in this movie, though. Johnny Utah and
Johnny Utah.
and Bodie.
Bodie.
I can't remember any other ones. War Child.
War Child. Back off, War
Back
Child.
off, War Child.
Back off, War Child. That was actually, I remember, I heard Edgar Wright talking about, because Hot Fuzz, obviously, Point Break was a big influence on Hot Fuzz, and I remember him saying that Back Off, War Child for him was the turning point in that movie, where he thought that Keanu Reeves started going to Patrick Swayze's side, and then the breaking point was Gary Busey asking for 2 meatball subs, and he was like, all right, F that guy. I'm with Bodie. But yeah, Back Off, War Child, I guess, is like, Edgar Wright was
didn't
like,
realize
that's the
that-
turning point of Point Break.
Those were emotional turning points of the film.
They kind of are, though.
I guess those scenes, yeah. I don't know if it's that line. Maybe we can revisit, like, if it cuts away to Keanu's face, like, if that's the moment. But
Back Off, War Child.
Back
two
off,
great
War
lines.
Child.
They are 2 of the most quotable parts of it. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're working on a deeper level.
Maybe so. So, guys, Point Break.
I like it. I like
It's
it a
fun.
lot.
This is a roll
It's a
movie.
fun trailer to
Yeah.
do. I'm curious to see how many people watch it. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times the older movies don't. Not as many people are interested in watching it. But we had fun with it. And
Yeah.
sometimes you
I
just
will
gotta
say
do the
that
ones that are fun.
just based on those intro lines, I want Spencer to write a novel, just like a real pulpy, weird
Okay.
beach suspense
Like the
novel.
When the Sun is Down,
yeah.
or When the Sun is Up, LA is hot with crime.
Yep.
I think I'm just good at writing taglines for film, not
Even better.
actual books.
Do you know how bad poster taglines have gotten? Like you could write some kick-ass poster
Yeah,
taglines.
you're in the wrong
So-
business, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Food for thought.
Guys, this has been Spencer's last honest trailer. He's moving on to pull quotes.
Freelance pull quote writing.
Look for his work on a movie poster near you. Until then, I'm Dan Merle,
I'm Joe Starr.
I'm Spencer J. Gilbert.
and we will be back here next week with the trailer for something that we're not ready to tell you about
Something
yet.
newer.
Yeah.
Something newer.
We'll see if the older movie that not many people saw does better than the newer movie that not many people saw.
It's true. It's the unstoppable force and the immovable object.
But the saddest version.
The worst version of it. Till next time, thanks for watching.
This episode was presented by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network.